One of the most counterintuitive lessons in life is that sometimes letting go is the most powerful action you can take. Whether in relationships, friendships, or professional dynamics, people often only recognize your value after you create distance. Why does this happen? The Stoics understood human nature deeply. People take for granted what is always available and only appreciate something once they fear losing it. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Loss is nothing else but change, and change is nature's delight." When you remove yourself from someone's life, you introduce change, and that change forces them to reflect. Here are 5 Stoic insights into why they came back after you gave them space. 1. They realized what they took for granted. It is a universal truth. We only fully appreciate what we risk losing. When you were always present, they had the luxury of assuming you would always be there. But once you stepped away, they were forced to confront the reality of your absence. The Stoics taught that humans often mistake abundance for permanence. Epictetus warned, "It is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows." When someone assumes they know your worth, they stop valuing it. Why this happens, people get comfortable and assume you'll always be available. They don't reflect on your value until they experience life without you. Absence disrupts their expectations, making them reconsider their choices. How to apply it? Let people experience life without you. If they truly value you, they will recognize what they lost. Avoid over-explaining your absence. Distance speaks louder than words. Make your presence a privilege, not an expectation. A Stoic reminder, your value is most clearly seen in your absence. 2. Distance forced them to reflect on their own actions. When emotions run high, people rarely see their own role in a problem. Instead, they blame external circumstances, or worse, they blame you. But once you create space, they are left alone with their own thoughts. Seneca observed, "He who is brave is free." Walking away takes courage, but it also forces the other person to confront themselves. Why this happens? Without you to react to, they can no longer project their frustrations onto you. They start questioning whether their behavior was justified. Self-reflection often leads to regret, making them reconsider their choices. How to apply it? Resist the urge to explain yourself. Let them sit with their own thoughts. Give them time. True self-reflection doesn't happen instantly. If they return, observe their actions, not just their words. A Stoic reminder, people can only reflect when there is silence. Give them silence. 3. They tested life without you, and it wasn't the same. Sometimes people pull away because they believe they will be better off without you. They think they can replace you, that new relationships or experiences will be more fulfilling. But reality often proves otherwise. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think." When people experience what life is like without you, they get clarity, sometimes painful clarity. Why this happens? They assume they could replace you, but real connections are rare. They thought they needed space, but space only revealed what was missing. They discovered that not all change is improvement. How to apply it? Never chase someone who chooses to walk away. Let them see for themselves. If they return, set new standards. They must prove they value you differently this time. Stay indifferent to their return. Be open but never desperate. A Stoic reminder, absence reveals what presence conceals. 4. They respected your strength and boundaries. One of the most powerful things you can do is walk away with dignity and self-respect. Most people beg, argue, or try to convince others to stay. But the moment you stand firm in your boundaries, you shift the power dynamic. Epictetus taught, "Any person capable of angering you becomes your master." By refusing to beg, plead, or lower your standards, you show them you are not dependent on their presence. Why this happens? Most people expect emotional reactions. Your self-control surprises them. Strength is attractive. Someone who respects themselves demands respect from others. Your boundaries force them to see you as an equal, not as someone who needs them. How to apply it? Let go with composure, not drama. The way you walk away determines how they see you. Hold firm on your boundaries. If they return, they must meet you at your standards. Remember, if you need to beg, it's not real respect. A Stoic reminder, The moment you prove you don't need them, they start needing you. 5. They saw your growth and wanted to reconnect. Time apart doesn't just change them, it changes you. If you used your time wisely, you became stronger, more confident, and more disciplined. That growth is magnetic. Marcus Aurelius believed that the best way to influence others was through self-improvement, not persuasion. He wrote, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be one." Why this happens? People are drawn to those who are constantly evolving. When they see you thriving without them, it makes them question their decision to leave. Growth raises your value, making them realize what they lost. How to apply it? Focus on your own growth, not their return. Elevate yourself regardless of their presence. If they come back, observe their reasons. Do they respect your growth or just fear being left behind? Only allow those who align with your evolution to stay. A Stoic reminder: the best revenge is becoming everything they thought you couldn't be. 6. Their ego collapsed without your attention. Some people take validation from your presence. They thrive on knowing you care, chase, or remain emotionally invested. When you remove yourself, they suddenly feel an emptiness, not necessarily because they miss you, but because they miss the ego boost your attention gave them. Marcus Aurelius warned, "It is not death that a man should fear, but he should fear never beginning to live." Many people fear losing control over others more than they fear losing the actual relationship. Why this happens? They relied on your attention to feel important or powerful. Losing your validation forces them to confront their own insecurities. They may not miss you, but they miss how you made them feel. How to apply it? Don't fall for their return if it's ego-driven. If they come back just to feed off your attention, reject them. Observe their actions, not their words. Are they seeking connection or control? Maintain distance until you see real change. Don't return to the same dynamic that led to this point. A Stoic reminder: a person who only values you when they need validation does not truly value you. 7. They experienced a personal failure and needed comfort. Sometimes people leave because they believe they can do better until reality proves them wrong. They return not because they realized your worth, but because their own life did not go as planned. Seneca wisely said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." They may have imagined that life without you would be better, only to discover that their expectations did not match reality. Why this happens? They left believing the grass was greener elsewhere. They failed in a new relationship, career, or venture, and seek the comfort of familiarity. Life humbled them, and now they crave the stability you once provided. How to apply it? Don't be someone's emotional safety net. If they left for something better, let them face their consequences. Ask yourself, are they here for me or for their own comfort? If they truly value you now, they will prove it. Anything less is not worth your energy. A Stoic reminder: your life is not a refuge for those who regret their choices. 8. Their new reality showed them your unmatched value. When people are accustomed to your kindness, patience, and understanding, they assume that level of treatment is normal until they experience less from others. Once they interact with people who lack your emotional depth, loyalty, or character, they begin to realize, you were not the problem, you were the standard. Epictetus taught, it is difficulties that show what men are. When people face difficulties without the person who supported them the most, they see the difference in quality. Why this happens? They assumed all relationships are equal, but they are not. They underestimated how rare genuine connection and loyalty are. They experienced people who treated them worse, and it made them reevaluate your worth. How to apply it? Let people experience the difference. Never try to prove your value. Let reality do it for you. If they return, make sure it's with changed behavior. If they still take you for granted, they haven't learned the lesson. Know your own worth. Just because someone realizes your value later does not mean they deserve access to you now. A Stoic reminder: your value does not decrease just because someone took time to see it. 9. They were influenced by others but now see the truth. Sometimes people don't walk away because they want to. They walk away because they were influenced by external forces. Friends, family, or even their own insecurities may have clouded their judgment. Marcus Aurelius taught, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." Many people act based on false beliefs or external pressures, only to later see the truth. Why this happens? They were pressured by friends, family, or societal expectations to step away. They believed false narratives about you or the situation. Time and space gave them the clarity to think independently. How to apply it? If they return, ask, what changed? If it's just regret, that's not enough. They must have grown. Watch for external influences again. If they let others dictate their choices before, will they do it again? Trust actions over words. If they truly see the truth now, they will prove it. A Stoic reminder, a person who leaves under influence will leave again unless they develop their own mind. 10. They finally understand that you don't chase, you attract. One of the most powerful reasons someone returns is because they see you thriving without them. When they left, they may have expected you to beg, plead, or chase, but instead, you focused on yourself. This confuses and intrigues them because people expect weakness, not strength. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The best revenge is not to be like your enemy. The best way to make someone reconsider their choices is to live so well that their absence means nothing to you." Why this happens? They expected you to suffer, but instead you grew. They assumed you needed them, but you thrived without them. Your strength made them question their own choices. How to apply it? Continue focusing on your growth. Never let someone's return disrupt your progress. Make them earn your presence. If they want back in, they must meet your new standard. Remember, attraction is stronger than chasing. The more you focus on yourself, the more they regret leaving. A Stoic reminder, when you stop chasing, the right people start noticing. Revised conclusion, the power of walking away. Giving someone space is not about manipulation, it's about self-respect. When you walk away, you give them the opportunity to recognize your worth on their own. 10 Stoic reasons. They returned after you gave them space. They realized what they took for granted. Distance forced them to reflect on their own actions. They tested life without you, and it wasn't the same. They respected your strength and boundaries. They saw your growth and wanted to reconnect. Their ego collapsed without your attention. They experienced a personal failure and needed comfort. Their new reality showed them your unmatched value. They were influenced by others but now see the truth. They finally understand that you don't chase, you attract. But remember this, not everyone who returns deserves a second chance. The Stoics teach us to focus on who people are now, not who they used to be. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, if it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. So if they return, ask yourself, are they right for my life now? Or are they just realizing what they lost too late? And if it's too late, keep moving forward. Top of form, bottom of form.